Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something pretty interesting, kind of a counterintuitive strategy some big innovators are using.
Unbranding. We're all used to brands shouting for our attention, right? Constantly. But what if the smartest move is actually, well, to step back, to whisper?
Yeah, exactly. It's this idea called cognitive unburdening. And look, it's not just about making things look minimal, aesthetically speaking. It's really a deliberate strategy, minimizing those obvious brand signals to free up our mental energy, basically, and maybe build a more genuine connection.
Boy, that sounds completely backwards compared to typical
Yeah.
marketing. So
Yeah.
how do they actually achieve this? And why does it work if they're not, grabbing your attention?
Well, the core problem is just sheer information overload. Our brains are swimming in data. We process something like 11 million bits of information a second, but consciously, we can only really handle about 50 bits. Seriously, 50. So every logo, every slogan, every ad message, it's eating up that tiny bit of conscious bandwidth. Traditional branding can be like trying to hear a whisper at a rock concert. Wow. So adding more the traditional way, it actually just tires us out instead of engaging us. That's a big shift in thinking. But isn't there a risk, like, if you step back too much, don't you just blend in, lose what makes you unique?
That's where the strategy comes in. It's a bet on the experience itself being the differentiator. Apple, for instance, they're masters at this. Think about their stores. They used to be, more obviously branded. Now they feel much more like open public squares, minimalist. They've really stripped away a lot of the overwhelming product info, even made the logo less prominent inside. It creates space for you to focus on the products, how they feel.
Right.
And their packaging is another great example. Opening an iPhone box now, it's almost like a calm, meditative thing. Very little text, no fussy plastic wrap. It just opens smoothly. It guides all your attention straight to the device, not some big, flashy box reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Even their customer service. Simple close, direct communication, and the setup process for their devices. It's all designed to be unburdened. It puts the human experience first, not the brand message.
Okay, so it's not just about decluttering visually, it's about actively creating mental space for the customer. What's the goal there? What are they hoping happens in that space? It really sounds like they're clearing the decks for your own personal connection to form.
Precisely, yeah. And it goes beyond Apple. Look at Trader Joe's. They dramatically cut down the number of products they offer. Maybe 4,000 items versus, 50,000 in a typical supermarket.
Oh, yeah, huge difference.
That massively reduces the cognitive load, that feeling of decision fatigue when you're shopping. We all know that feeling, right? Makes simple choices feel exhausting. And their checkout is simpler too. No loyalty cards to juggle, simple receipts. Even their little fearless flyer gives you info without being overwhelming.
It's funny you say that. I always feel strangely calm shopping at Trader Joe's compared to other places. I never really knew why, but cognitive unburdening, that nails it.
It really does explain it. And Netflix does something kind of similar. Once you're actually in Netflix, browsing, their own branding is pretty minimal, right?
Yeah.
The interface lets the show posters, the content, be the star. It helps build that direct link between you, the viewer, and the show or movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Muji. I mean, their name literally means no brand quality goods. Their whole philosophy is focusing on the material, the function, not slapping logos everywhere. It creates this feeling of cognitive ease.
Okay, so bringing this all together, how is this unbranding truly different from just, minimalism, a clean look? Aren't they basically the same idea?
That's a really important distinction to make. Minimalism is mostly an aesthetic choice, right? It's about how things look. Unbranding, though, is more of a strategic psychological move. It's about intentionally removing cognitive barriers, the mental effort between you and the actual experience. It's about how things feel to interact with, how much mental energy they demand, not just the visual style. And pulling this off requires huge confidence in your actual product or service and, frankly, incredible discipline.
Yeah.
Think about Google's homepage looks so simple, but behind it is this massively complex system, all designed to give you a clean, unburdened starting point.
So this really highlights that in our world today, maybe attention isn't just valuable, it's the absolute scarcest resource we have.
Exactly. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, the brands that are really going to win, maybe they aren't the ones shouting the loudest. Maybe they're the ones mastering this strategic whisper. They recognize that giving consumers clear thinking space, that mental calm, is the ultimate luxury now. Which kind of raises a question for all of us, doesn't it, in your own life? What brand noise, what cognitive clutter could you maybe strategically remove to make more space for what actually matters?